might hear periodically the sound of gurgling.
Oh wait, is that fan still plugged in? There better not be any gurgling.
Yeah,
What?
because it's fucking monsoon season outside, and the wind is making plumbing a problem.
Oh yeah, you were telling me that the
Yeah.
weather's sucking the pee out of my traps.
Yeah, it's called siphonage.
Did you guys know that in plumbing that there's things that trap your pee?
They sure do. Well, that's why there's a whole flush function.
Yeah, they trap your pee and then
You don't wanna
they do
leave it
God
in
knows
there.
what with it.
That's why I get pissed, and I tell everybody not to leave urine, because, some people do the yellow mellow thing.
Oh yeah, yellow mellow, brown mellow.
Oh, just all mellow?
Yeah, mellow until the toilet dissolves.
Yeah, because that's what it gets all like, it hardens on the inside.
Hard pee.
And then, you just got bad drainage. Have you ever taken apart, and you haven't, but if you've ever taken apart an old urinal, it's one of the most abrasive smells you will ever have an experience with in your life.
You know what? From time to time, I do tinker with my toilet.
Mm-hmm.
I like to go right in there, elbow deep,
Rootin'.
get my wrist caught in the traps there. But I need to go back in there for my pee. So
You need to have it out of there.
Yeah, I don't want the government collecting it for whatever reason.
And plus, like, flushing is wasteful.
It is.
You got to recycle everything these days.
Absolutely. And that brings us to my next point. Welcome to the Grindhouse Movie Club. We got movies. We got movies and we got opinions.
I got movies coming out of my asshole.
I hope you don't.
I sure do.
Well, I hope they're at least on, like, I don't know, thumb drives and not like DVDs or
Laser
VHS
disc.
tapes. Oh, those are for those of you who are too young.
Yeah.
That's like a record you could watch movies on.
Yeah, they're huge.
And for those of you who are too young, they were like $100 every time. And for those of you who are too young, $100 used to be a lot of money. That used to be a great deal of money.
You'd get $100 somehow and be like, sick, I'm set for quite some time.
Yeah, it's either you got to watch like Back to the Future at home, or you made a car payment.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big deal.
I
don't know.
I never had them. I was a VHS kid, so I don't.
Oh yeah, me too, for sure. I remember distinctly being a VHS kid and like going to my mom and with the remote and being like, "What's FF stand for?" And she said firefighter. So I never fast forwarded a movie ever. It's like, I'm not. Why would they have a button on there to call the fire department?
Your mom just ruined your entire VHS watching experience.
But I never spoiled a movie for myself. So
Well, that's true.
Absolutely.
But then you could also like, there's no way you just got to sit there and endure parts of movies that you hate.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a rape scene, you just got to sit there and be white knuckle through that like a roller coaster.
Well, I was like 6, so I was watching like The Lion King and The Mask.
Yeah.
So I don't believe those movies have that kind of.
I'm trying to think of anything worth fast forwarding through in either one of those.
Yeah, maybe like a weird sex scene.
The Be Prepared song in The Lion King pisses me right off, so I'd probably have to.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, see, I thought you were thinking of like anything worth fast forwarding through in general.
Oh, plenty. There's plenty of that.
Oh yeah. I was okay. See it. Yeah, I went to the dumpster, and you were just like Disney movies still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's really good that Netflix doesn't have trackers like VHS tapes, because I would have worn them shits right down by now.
Mm-hmm.
Rewinding punchlines from Family Guy.
Oh yeah. There would be parts in those digital files that would be like weird.
Yeah.
Just because you've just ruined the tape.
There's a Law and Order episode. Oh my God, dude. We're going way back in time.
Okay.
That I saw when I was a kid, and I'll never forget it. They're trying to catch this guy who murders women, and he's got like a thing for the meat on their hips.
Oh.
And so all these women like show up mutilated or something, and they're all missing their hip meat and whatnot. And so they're trying to like find it because they suspect that it's him, but they don't have any evidence.
Okay.
Fucking Vincent D'Onofrio, that legend, pops in a VHS tape that he finds lying around the guy's house, and he can see like the little mark of static where he's paused it over and over on some chick's hip meat in a movie.
Oh.
And he's like, we got him.
Oh my God. All right. Well, Thank God you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
forensic science right there,
that
man.
is-
You're not going to get that just anywhere.
I would watch that episode of Forensic Files like I watch every other episode of Forensic Files, just like pants off and like head full attention.
Oh, yeah, tons. Who's getting brained with the golf club in a convenience store today?
I love catching it on TV because I can pretty much tell you who done it. I've
Just
like
right away?
because it's on Netflix. I've seen every episode.
Yeah.
So like an episode comes on, I'm like, well, yeah, I remember. He burned down the house with kitty litter. He put the kitty litter next to the dryer, and then he pulled the vent off because he thought that was going to do it. But then they're like, well, why would the kitty litter be on fire? And it's like, oh, the Scoutmaster. It's a Scoutmaster's trick, to like start fires. He was a Scoutmaster. We got him.
I believe I may have heard that is a way to start a fire before.
Yeah.
But who's coming across just kitty litter in the woods?
Well, it's not in the woods. You bring it. You
You bring it with you. Okay, I
Yeah,
see.
like Scoutmasters are already questionable people, so
Yeah.
of course they got kitty litter on the go.
They know a lot of things that would make them a prime suspect in a disappearance.
Yeah, they're a key witness.
Yeah.
They're always a key witness.
Every time. Hang on, I'm going to take my sweater off here.
You take that sweater off. Well,
Piping hot.
I'll ask what did you do this week? And while you take your sweater off, I'll answer. Nothing. Oh, just had a regular old week. Yesterday I had to call off work though because I thought I had an ear infection. So
Nice.
I went to a walk-in clinic and it ended up being like a call-in clinic. I got there and they're like, no, you got to call.
Yeah.
And doctor's just going to talk to you over the phone. 'Cause
Yeah.
Apparently you've never had to see a doctor in person before in your whole life. And every condition can be diagnosed over the phone. Did you know that?
Yeah. Well, most doctors essentially are house, so they don't even have to look at you.
Right.
They just know. You go, I don't know, the back of my neck's a little itchy. Yeah, well, that sounds like osteoporosis.
Yeah. Grab your balls and cough into the mic.
I want to hear it.
Well, I'll tell you right now, it ain't lupus. That's for sure. For one thing I know for sure,
Yeah.
ruling out lupus.
So you don't have to worry about lupus.
Oh yeah, well I wasn't really worried about it until we started talking about lupus.
Yeah.
Lupus is still that could be.
I don't know a great deal about what it is.
Well, I don't know. My ears were clogged, so I don't think it was lupus.
You need one of those the papers that you make a cone and you light it on fire.
See, okay, so here's the thing. With those cones.
Yeah.
With those because it's like a candle, right?
I think, yeah.
And
it's like wrapped in paper. It goes in your ear.
And then you like bust it open and it's like full of gross earwax.
Yeah. It's mostly candle wax, but there is some ear in there.
How do you know that ain't already in there?
Oh, I think it's a different color.
Yeah, but they could have just like put some yellow wax in the middle
saying.
of it just to make it gross because like your ear's only so deep. It can't, I don't know. I just went to Rexall and I picked up some drops and I just put them in there and it made everything worse. So now I got to like put
You gave yourself swimmer's ear trying to cure another condition.
I did. That's exactly what happened. So now I got to do olive oil in the ear.
Oh, that's
And,
slimy. I don't know if
is.
I'm a fan of that.
Well, I got avocado oil because I hate olives. So
Yeah. Well, it doesn't really taste like olives. I don't know how much olive oil you've had in the past.
to be honest, I have no idea. I go olives. Ugh.
If you've ever eaten an Italian meal, chances are there was olive oil right in that. They love that shit there.
Okay, well, I've had many Italian meals, but I'm usually making them at home.
Yeah.
And it's ragu.
And you're omitting the olive oil right away.
Oh, yeah, because I'm not an Italian, but I do know olives. Ugh.
See, I like them. I get black olives on pizza all the time.
Okay.
The problem is, because I believe they're a very cheap ingredient, they put way too many fucking olives on the pizza. It's 50% olives.
Yeah, that's
like the
that's too
only
much.
thing there's more of is crust.
Yeah, first of all, ew. They're just
That's-
trying to get rid of olives because
Yeah.
nobody ever gets them. Like, oh, this guy ordered the olives. All right, get the bucket.
They do it with that,
Get
and
the
they
bucket
do it
and the
with
shovel.
the shovel. Yeah, get the fucking garden hoe. They do that with olives and spinach, just because. Yeah, well, let's load it up with the thing I bought for 30 cents at an Asian convenience store.
Oh man, I gotta tell you, there's nothing worse than there are many worse things. Spinach on pizza.
Oh, I'm down.
It's a fun thought, but like spinach isn't isn't something you can bite and then
That's true.
easily have half of it left on the pizza, like a piece of pepperoni.
Yeah,
maybe.
it comes right off.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you've got a mouthful of cud
Yeah.
with your pizza.
Which is totally what that... It comes out like cud.
Yes.
You don't even have to chew it. It already is, man. That's what we should be feeding cows. Cut out the middleman. Cud out the middleman.
Oh, yeah, let's pre-cud this.
Yeah. This is pre-cutted cow feed.
So how was your week?
It was one, man. I don't know. I've been sleeping like shit for just ever. I'm in plumbing school right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I've found that as I've aged, group work really gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
So I had my first like shop class with one of the worst teachers in the college. And it really makes me happy that I paid real money out of my own pocket in order to attend it because he's useless. But
school's great.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty fucking hungover. And the last thing I wanted to do was dig in a bunch of old dirty rocks. But that's what I did all goddamn day.
God damn it.
For like 5 hours.
With some other people?
Yeah.
What kind of group
In
is that?
a 9x9, basically a simulated underground
You looking for dinosaur bones?
plumbing. Well, we have to run all this pipe and shit. We had to like demonstrate that we know how to connect things together and whatnot.
Pipes are like house bones, so
They are.
it's
They
like
very
Jurassic
much
Park.
are.
It's kind of like Jurassic Park. What you're describing is Jurassic Park.
And if I were to have dug up something more interesting than plastic pipe, I probably would have enjoyed my time much more. But I just dug up, more rocks for digging up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just sweating out half a box of wine, and I'm surrounded by 3 other guys who anybody wants to talk about seemingly is the goddamn trucker convoy.
Oh, yeah.
Still.
Oh, yeah.
And sports. And I don't care about either.
Boy, there is nothing worse. Sorry, we just cleared our throats at the same time. I didn't want it to be a weird thing.
Yeah.
But we are, that's something.
Well, it was emphasis that there is indeed nothing worse. So you're finding the bar and you're continuing to lower it.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Then small talk.
Yeah.
I keep saying there's nothing worse, but there are many worse things than small
I don't
talk.
know.
In this situation,
That
small
one's
talk
down
is
there,
the
though.
devil.
That's down there for sure.
Yeah, I'd rather just be silent. Just dig.
Yeah.
Just
so
dig.
how long have you been plumbing? Do you really care? Do you care? Or are you trying to destroy the silence?
He's trying to be the guy who's been the plumber the longest.
Yeah.
He's trying to get plumber's clout.
I could tell you never are. There's always a guy in the class who's like, I've been doing this for 15 years and I want to die tomorrow.
That's plumber's clout right
Yeah.
there.
That's when you're entitled to die whenever you say you want to. That's how you know.
That's plumber's clout.
You've been in construction for long enough.
Plumber's clout.
When you wake up in the morning and your knees go, no.
My
Nah.
knees often do that, and I've never plumbed a day in my life.
Well, you must live as though you have.
Live like a plumber, die like a plumber.
Yeah.
I just have
In a hole.
I just never wear a belt. My ass hangs out quite a bit.
Oh, fuck yeah, it does.
That's what the fuck does that mean?
No, I mean, when you don't wear I have the same problem.
Oh, shit.
I wasn't like, yeah, dude, I see your whole ass constantly.
That's what it felt like.
Fuck.
Oh man, so we did Getting
back on
Jeepers
topic
Creepers.
here.
Jeepers Creepers this week.
Yeah, we did.
A movie that came out when I was a child and everybody hyped it up. And I mean, I get it. I definitely get why they hyped it up, but it's pretty okay. I liked it.
My first memory, and I didn't see it for an extremely long time, was again with VHS tapes, just seeing the cover and it's like skin sewn together with an eye.
Absolutely.
And even as a kid, because it's a pretty old movie, I don't remember the year, but it says right there, doesn't it? 2001.
Yeah.
So like even as a 10-year-old, I was like, that's going to be a scary fucking movie, isn't it? And didn't watch it promptly for so long, but I'm very happy that I did many times after that.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't watch it. Just people just kept being like, "Oh, it's great."
I didn't hear shit
It's just
about
a dude running around doing I don't know. I don't know what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember people were like real hyped. It was real scary. I'm like, maybe I don't want to watch it. Maybe it is going to be super scary. I mean, Justin Long's in it, so how scary can it be?
Yeah, but then he's also in fucking Tusk. And that movie, now, while it's not
Tusk.
scary,
It's upsetting.
It's scary how, uncomfortable it is seeing a man walrus.
Yeah, it's as upsetting as the Human Centipede.
There's a lot less.
It's on level with that movie.
There's less human shit eating, but
which is wicked, but there's more Justin Long's face on a skin sack.
Yeah, screaming into the night.
Yeah. So we got Jeepers Creepers. For if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna go ahead and just spoil it for you in 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Justin Long's road trip gets ruined when the Birdman wants his suck. And that Birdman gets his suck.
He sure does, doesn't he?
Oh, he gets it.
Something about consuming people in order to assimilate their body parts.
Yes.
That's unsettling in itself.
It is.
And also, like, what a good reason not to take the long way home ever.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no need to be outside of a building that you don't call home for any reason longer than you need to be.
Yeah. Who's enjoying that? Passing through this area where one of the first things that is Justin Long bringing his sister back from college after her boyfriend, I guess, probably beat the shit out of her, given how quietly she responded when he asked about it.
And also when the license plate just said beating you, and he was like, beating you. And she went real quiet and looked at him. And
so she never says yes, but she says yes with her eyes.
Yeah.
Which is, how you get charged with rape.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Apparently
That's not, eyes aren't consent, unfortunately, is my point.
I don't think it happened in this movie, but it probably should have.
Yeah.
Given that was really implied by that license plate, and then that license plate never really comes into significance ever again, other than it's just a funny license plate.
Well, it's important. So that they're playing a license plate game and they see this truck that almost runs them off the road.
Yeah.
And its license plate is beating you, apparently. But it's actually, what is it? BE4TNGU, I think.
Something like that.
I play the fucking license plate game on every road trip. It's the best seeing vanity plates. My Tinder profile has a picture of a car that I saw in Burlington, and the license plate was hentai.
That is when that car rolls up, it's either get out of the way or get in.
Yeah. That guy really knows what he likes, and he's happy to announce it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Given the way in which this horrifying bird monster who lives in an old underground church devours his prey and then somehow regenerates with the parts that he's eaten based on what parts he eats, the license plate is actually be eating you.
Ha!
That's a double pun, goddammit.
I love it. I didn't even consider that.
No, there's like a throwaway line that the psychic they meet says, like, think about the license plate just over the phone.
Right.
Like,
right.
And hit ya.
Okay. Right away, they're driving it opens up, cars driving down the road. They pull up on a camper van, which like pulls off into nothing. I don't know why. If you notice, it just kind of like, when it's behind them, it just turns and
does it?
It just like drives off the road into nothing.
I didn't see. I was just thinking about how fucking weird it was that you had the nuts to run up beside somebody else on a highway and just stare into their soul like that.
Yeah.
Because they like linger driving at the same speed as this camper van so that they can see the people inside.
Being a passenger in a car, I'm always looking into other people's cars.
Oh, what the fuck else are you going to do?
Exactly. That camper van, though, I mean, right there, Cabin in the Woods had a camper van, so we've
nice.
We've linked those together.
There's a Color Out of Space in here, too.
Okay.
I could tie that together as well.
Okay. Everything about, like, the intro to this movie is everything I hate about, like, driving. It's what I hate the idea of driving. You got bad radio.
Yeah.
You got bad drivers. Justin
Long fucking loves religious radio.
Oh, I bet he does.
They skip over it, but he's in more. I wrote out this whole 6 degrees of separation between Justin Long and religious.
Okay.
Zealots.
All right.
And so Justin Long's in this movie. Is also in Tusk, which is directed by Kevin Smith, who also directed a movie called Red State, which is about a cult of people who are so religious that they murder young people for fucking.
Well,
And then
there
the
you go.
rapture happens. And John Goodman is in it.
Ooh.
But it's like John Goodman when he started to lose the weight. So he
Oh.
has that thing where like this skin
Oh yeah, you know
is
what? That's still
baggy.
That's good, John Goodman though. That's when you want John Goodman.
It is.
That's Cloverfield John Goodman.
Yeah. But it's like he already had like a jowly face.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he deflated himself, he looks like a blow up doll that has a hole in it.
Yeah.
More than it's supposed to have.
Shit.
Yeah, that license plate on the camper van though is either sexy forever or gay fever.
I like to think of it as gay fever.
Gay fever is the best one. I've seen so few license plates that I would just fucking die laughing. Hentai is one. Gay fever. Also, that's like a reach though because it's forever. Like it's obviously forever.
Yeah.
But fever is funnier.
Also, people having their feet up on the dash. Hate that.
You don't like that.
Put your feet down.
What if they keep their shoes on?
Eh.
Still not.
You
It's something weirdly disrespectful about that.
Yeah, you're putting scuffs where there ain't. You don't need scuffs. Also, if you don't have your shoes on, your foot right in the vent. Good. Stink up the entire car.
The AC is getting filtered through your old sock on this road trip.
Yeah. All right, so you're driving down the road and you see a dude throwing things down a tube covered in blood.
Yeah.
Do you stop? Do you stop?
Well, that depends. Am I a retard?
Well, no, you're just you.
Yeah. My point being, I would have to be one in order to stop.
I just didn't want to. Just want to assume you weren't one.
I don't give a shit how bodily that bag looks. Anybody throwing something down a huge pipe, I don't want anything to do with that. And also, I mean, it's on his property. He can really do what he wants.
I mean, during the daytime, especially if he's got the balls to be doing that during the daytime, like
there's clearly visible bloody sheet, and he's got no problem with that.
Yeah, and like he even like looks and makes eye contact, like you saw what I did. I'm coming. I'm out.
When they sort of see him for the first time after he gets or after he tries to run them off the road with the truck in order to scare them because he can smell fear, and that's how he decides what parts of your body he wants.
Which is, weird, but I like the idea.
Yeah, you can see him when he notices them see him disposing of a corpse illegally. He stares at them, and he does a little sniff of the air.
Does he?
It's very small, and it's hard to tell because they're driving past, obviously, but it's like, there's a tiny thing like, oh, so this makes sense now.
Yeah. All right, yeah, that's fair.
The fucking foreshadowing in this movie, they're talking about serial killers, and I asked, like, oh, that's a serial killer's truck? Oh, yeah, you fucking bet it is. That should have been your first indication. And they're on a road where... First, she fucking chose to take the long road home, and it just happens to be the same road where somebody was decapitated, and you have the confidence to investigate what you think might be bodies.
Right? Yeah, for real. Like, it's, first of all, the dude's dressed like the Undertaker.
Yeah, he sure is.
He's probably undertaken.
He's dressed like the fucking director from Color Out of Space.
He's literally doing his job.
Yeah. It's his favorite thing to do, also.
Oh, absolutely. You got a tube for bodies to go in? This guy's like, put your body in my tube.
Call me up. I charge $200 for just an inspection.
What are you inspecting, the tube or the bodies?
The tube, mostly. I want to make sure. So I drew an entire diagram trying to figure out practically how the fuck this pipe works, because it's sticking out of the ground on such an insane angle.
Yes, it is.
And it drains technically into the basement of this bombed out church.
I guess it drains, or does it receive water to fill the church basement up?
So that's technically it's HVAC, because it would be it's mostly a vent.
Oh, sure.
And sometimes things find their way into vents. So, dead rats, a bird that's struggling, human corpses this time, apparently.
Yeah, well, they didn't really find their way. They were more so shown the way.
That's true.
By way of just being hucked in there like a ain't no thing.
So this fucking, and I was trying to figure out whether or not it would classify as a drain or a vent, because given its angle, if it's a drain, if it's meant to be a drain, which blood would go down it, so technically it's draining.
Fair enough.
That violates so many fucking plumbing codes.
Oh no.
So many. So right away, I'm calling this fucking whatever township that they're in, and I'm getting a ministry guy out there.
It's in Florida somewhere.
It is in Florida somewhere.
So would they even care? Is my question. You might get given the finger through the phone.
Yeah. And so strongly that I could tell, too. You're fucking on the phone. Like, you're giving me the finger right now, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Hear that?
Sounds like a knuckle on a middle finger. What?
Specifically the middle one.
Okay, so here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you look in that pipe? You looking in that pipe?
Now, so...
Sorry. Are you looking in that vent, that HVAC?
Yeah.
You looking down that tubular system?
There you go. I've explored a lot of abandoned buildings.
Okay.
I've wanted to explore many abandoned buildings. One of the things that would put me off from doing that is if I saw a heroin addict out front of it, I'd be like, well, that's his home. I'm not going in. So given what they saw before looking in the pipe.
Yeah.
Fuck no, I'm not going near that thing.
Absolutely.
If it was just a pipe and I happened to be driving past, maybe I'd take a peek.
You know what? Given the amount of crows around the pipe.
Shitloads of crows, too.
Like crows, first of all, never a good idea if they're around to go where crows are. Because,
they're such dicks. They just sound like they're laughing at you constantly.
And there's like that many of them, they're considered a murder. So you're just asking, you're literally asking for it go there to see what's in that pipe when there's that many crows.
Yeah.
Bad sign right there. But no, they stroll past the crows, stroll past the abandoned church or whatever, go look in this impossible tube, which, by the way, is like the most slantiest and unslantiest thing I've ever seen. It's at such a wicked angle.
It is.
And then when they dangle Justin Long down the tube, it's like a child slide.
Yeah, it seemed like a fun ride until he hit the ground when he fell in.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's so steep. But those rats have no problem just chilling right there.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
Those rats seem to be climbing upwards with ease.
Yeah, and yet, so that's got to be a slimy ass. Justin Long decides for some dumb reason for a dumb reason that I know, which is that he hears a voice yelling for some kind of help, I assume. I'm not going in there, though.
I'm not going to risk the absolute obvious tetanus you're about to get fucking around that pipe. I'm sorry.
They immediately notice how bad it smells. I'm not going in that. There are so many reasons to not go in that are better than the reason to go, which is to try and save a life.
Absolutely.
Which likely, I don't know if his fucking eyesight sucks. It can't, because he was driving the car before, so he must be able to see.
Yeah, he's not got contact lenses. He got LASIK for sure.
But he's got to stick his whole ass in there with a flashlight to try and see the bottom of this shit. And then when he falls in, his sister has no problem seeing him at the bottom.
Right.
None. Are you okay? Like, I can see you moving around.
And like when he like just threw that corpse in there, the corpse was like 10 feet away.
Yeah.
It was like,
I assume it rolled.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So when I'm chucked away down in a hole, what I want to do is I want to roll away from help, and then call help into the hole. Absolutely.
Yeah. I want to make this help I need really mysterious for anybody available.
Yeah. I really want to make people inquisitive about the help that they're going to be providing me, and then wonder if they should be providing the help.
That's really going to help my case.
Yeah, and instead of being somewhere where they could just heave me a rope, I'm gonna, roll a good distance away into this crevice.
Into the pitch black darkness.
Yeah. You know how I don't have any guts either?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't bother saving me. No, yeah. Really,
you're not gonna. By the time you get down here, it's over.
It's not gonna be a good life for me with no guts.
What a terrible sister, by the way. He fucking shakes his feet like a little bit, and she's just like, peace then. All right. You want in there so bad.
You're gonna make it this difficult for me?
Yeah.
I ain't holding on to these smelly ass feet.
No, fuck it. They're smellier than the pipe, probably.
Oh my god. That like top down shot when, first of all, Justin Long slides down this pipe, lands in that big, open, well lit area.
Yeah.
So well lit.
With no problem seeing the ground around him.
Yeah. he full on lands on his back. And you know how I know that Justin Long was 22 in this film? He got right up.
Yeah,
he wasn't like, give me a minute, I'm winded.
Mm-hmm.
That knocked the wind out of me. Hold on.
He didn't have to take like medication out to help.
Yeah, he
with
didn't.
that problem because if I'm landing, it was like a 10-foot drop. If I land on my back from 10 feet, I'm probably not getting up.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. He didn't even like roll over. He sat straight up and was like, "All right, where's the body?"
Yeah, I'll slip a disc getting out of my chair at home.
Whew, I'm having trouble getting a breath in because I'm just having the wind knocked out of me, reliving that moment for him.
That fucking shot is one of the best shots in the whole movie. And I was struggling trying to figure out how they did it because I assume that you don't see his feet as he's falling. So I assume he's just standing and they brought like a background up to him and sort of hit him with it because he bounces really convincingly off of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, how would you replicate that? Unless he was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll jump.
I bet they just off of the camera, like where you don't see it, people had him by the arms and legs and they just dropped him like this far.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm doing like maybe 3 inches with my fingers for those of you at home.
Yeah, but he also he bounced pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was like a gym mat or something soft where you would bounce.
That makes sense.
Or like a trampoline.
That makes more sense.
But yeah, that shot is really unnerving because it's like he's standing there. He's not looking around. He's just like looking up the pipe like, hey, what's going on? Look around.
Look around right away.
Something is coming.
Probably.
And you got to move.
Even if something isn't coming, I'd want to know if it is or isn't before absolutely. I'm just like staring off at my sister pissed for dropping me.
Hey, sis.
I wanted to know so bad, and now suddenly I'm in here and I don't give a shit enough to look.
Yeah. God
for a while.
That
the first thing I'm seeing when I fall in there is that fucking body.
I almost shouted like hey, you got please. Just a quick scan.
It's the longest, most painful shit waiting for him to find what he's finding.
And he's just like pulling his jeans up like, I don't really.
Yeah, thanks for that, bitch sister.
Where's my shoe? I wouldn't even have noticed my shoe was gone. I'd be like, I'm in this hole. I need out of this hole.
Yeah, there's more pressing issues than the footwear. Where's the
exit to the hole?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's got to be one.
Immediately, I'm looking for that.
Yeah. And then, there's just I love the obvious mannequins all over the ceiling, like the mausoleum.
The horrible body tapestry.
Yeah.
I wrote down something here to the tune of what hardware store in this small town is selling that guy so much twine without being like, there might be a problem here. What do you need all this knitting material for?
This guy with this terrible skin condition has got so many newspapers to bundle. Or so much hay to bail up, I guess.
Something, yeah. Fuck.
He's living on Little House on the Prairie with all this twine.
And he's not saying, well, I'm knitting a sweater.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
He's not explaining himself to anyone.
I'm making burlap.
From scratch, yeah. I have a potato farm.
The stitching of the people together reminded me of the Simpsons episode, The Treehouse of Horror, where Bart's got the conjoined twin, and he's trying to stitch them back together.
Yeah.
That's all I could think of when I was seeing all those people stitched together on the ceiling.
That would never fucking work.
Oh, yeah. It would be gross.
There's a picture of a guy, like a body mod guy, who put a dog face on his face.
Ooh.
He had
like a filter, right? On Instagram?
No, it was sewn on. Because that's how much he's just fucking loves dogs. Long story short, he died shortly after. And so if he's obviously embalming these corpses so that they stick around. I don't know why the fuck he would do that. That's just evidence. As soon as he gets even a whiff with his fucking amazing scent glands that he might be in trouble, he torches the whole church. Why would you leave that lying around in the first place then?
Right.
Think ahead a week.
Yeah, take pictures and make an album like a regular psychopath.
Why? Something a little bit more portable than the entire basement of this church being lined with bodies.
Yeah.
You're not taking that with you.
No, yeah. You gotta spend that. You gotta fucking spend that shit. But then the sister goes and to look for help. Mm-hmm. And she's just sitting on the car.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Waiting. She's really trying hard.
First sign of trouble, she was instructed to yell, "Hey, Justin."
Yeah.
Trouble. Fucking gets in the car, tries to leave immediately.
Yeah, she sure does.
Oh my god.
You really get the sense she doesn't give a shit about her brother.
Oh yeah, no.
That's her car, and she can't drive manual for shit. All she does is fucking grind those gears the whole movie.
I think she just liked the way it looked.
How the fuck have you been driving around your college campus at all if every time you try to start the car, you stall it?
Right, and this car is like a 1950s.
Yeah, it's a Chevrolet of some kind.
It was like when cars started being real long.
Yeah,
like they
big
thought
and
they
annoying.
were like spaceships in the 50s.
There's one, it's from like 1960 or something. This was like the height of American decadence. I can't remember what the name of it is. I think Oldsmobile made it. But it's so big that, and it's sort of in that same shape as the car she drives. It's a little bit like Volvo looking almost, but it's so big that you have to press the brake pedal with both feet to stop it.
That's scary.
Why the fuck is that? How is that practical at all?
That should be on the water.
Yeah.
With the rest of the boats. That's
they don't make it
horrifying.
anymore because god damn it, they never should have made it in the first place.
That's like the three-wheeler. They should never have made that. that tips over as soon as you turn the wheel.
What the fuck is that thing called? A Polaris or something like that? I don't remember.
Oh, where they reversed it. When you reverse it, you put the two wheels in front, you're golden.
Yeah, you're fine.
You put that one wheel in the front, you turn over as soon as you turn the wheel.
Yeah, and there's Top Gear.
Exactly.
The guy tries so hard to drive that thing, and he just flips it like 3 fucking times.
I love that. That's another classic YouTube clip you should look up. It's like a 3-wheeled car on Top Gear. And, and it's just like a nice montage of him driving around. But whenever he turns the wheel too sharply, which is every time, the car rolls over violently.
You like and it's not even like he was trying. He was not cranking the wheel. He's just trying to like do like a shallow roundabout.
Yeah, and he just
eats it.
And then there's, I think he does it in front of like a news crew, and they run to help him. He's like, "No, it's just me, just doing Top Gear here."
I'm just like the most famous face in Britain. My job is to talk about and drive vehicles. I'm this good at it.
Speaking of driving, when they're getting away from the dude, my favorite thing in horror movies is where they try and fill like silences of like driving, and we're like, "Come on, you got to drive, you got to go."
Yeah.
As if he's not aware of the situation and doing his best already. You're just like putting pressure on him to like drive.
Really appreciate the backseat driving in this scenario.
Oh yeah, they're
huge fan. I get pissed off if somebody tells me a light's red in front of me. Let alone, please let's escape this killer. Just in case you didn't want to badly already. You know, I want you to know that I'd like to go.
I think I'm gonna pull over actually. Right here. Did you want to drive?
You know what?
I'll let him catch up.
You can hitchhike if you wanted. It's all good. I want to change the tire real quick.
I love that the vehicle that the creeper Mr. Jeepers drives there. I love that the angry hornet has.
It's louder than a semi.
Yeah.
It's the most aggressive horn.
I just wrote angry horn. It's the angriest horn I've ever heard.
Justin Long, as they're being chased away because the truck is having no problem catching up to them. It's like he must have it souped up or something. Yeah? Look at the grill of that thing.
It's missing parts. It's missing visible parts that are integral to the vehicle.
Yeah.
And he's got that NOS though. Tokyo
he's
Drift.
He's hitting the boost, bruh.
He just they look in and it's Vin Diesel. And he's just cranking the wheel and shifting gears.
I care about family.
Which is great because they're brother and sister.
Yeah. He just wants them to know that he cares about it's the most important thing. It's all about family.
And they're on the way to see their mom, so it would warm his heart. I don't think he'd eat them.
No, well, you got important things to do. You got to go see Mama.
The whole road trip's for family and to get Justin Long's laundry done.
Yeah, fuck her, by the way, for being so judgmental of him for being like, yeah, my mom does my laundry still. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
She's just mad she didn't think about bringing her own laundry.
Yeah, she should have. She probably got fucking blood stains and semen all over it. With her fucking Christ. With her horrible boyfriend. As somebody who hates I have a laundry machine in my apartment unit, not in the building, in my specific unit, and that was a deal breaker when finding the place because I'll be god damned if I go to a laundromat. Ever. Dude, fuck that shit.
Yeah, no.
I'm already concerned enough, like, with the in-building laundry. Like, you have to stand by your shit the whole time because you don't know who's taking things out and smelling them like this creeper.
And they do.
They probably do. There's stories of like, I have friends with stories of like their panties being stolen. I don't like any of that shit.
No.
But at a laundromat, oh, it's the Wild West.
Oh, yeah. Anybody can come in.
That can just happen. And like a guy, he might not even have laundry. He's just in there to be angry.
And I'll be taking this. Grabs like a thing of jeans. These are my jeans.
Yeah, I need pants. Thanks. So I'm taking, if I didn't have the laundry, I'd be taking my laundry to my fucking mom's place too.
Absolutely. And also I love that, speaking of laundry, I love the scene where like they're in that diner and whatever's happening, they're talking, and then in the background you see like everybody go to the window, and then like, oh, what's going on out there? Some dude's going through their car and like sniffing their fucking laundry. Nobody said anything.
Until it was already way over.
Yeah, nobody threw like a bottle like, hey, get away from there. Those ain't yours.
Hey guys, somebody's sniffing your bra here.
Yeah.
Right
yeah,
away.
just know like, yeah, he was out here sniffing that. Looked like he really liked it. And you didn't spray him with the hose or something?
You didn't say or do a thing?
You didn't flick the lights on and off outside? like getting rid of a raccoon in a trash can?
I'm pretty sure they could like ring that gas bell from inside the fucking gas station.
Hey, you put those back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but that really peeved me off, like, because that'd be the first thing I'd do. Like, I'd go inside, hey, that ain't yours. What are you doing?
The dude who runs the gas station by my place gets on the intercom if I take too long putting the fucking pump into my car.
Oh, for sure.
I guarantee you he would be nicer about that situation, in that if I'm in there paying, he goes, hey, look right there at this horribly intrusive thing that's happening to you.
Yeah, hey, your laundry's getting frumped. Look, if you take away anything from this podcast, it's that if you see a frumper, stop a frumper.
Stop a frumper.
Stop frumping.
I don't know how they do it with the public bicycles in Norway, because people will just come up and just fucking huff those.
If you're in Norway, wipe your seat down after you're done.
Yeah. I think at this point, everybody's wiping literally everything they touch down.
Good.
Yeah. God bless them for it.
It sucks to be a frumper in a tidy gym, right?
Yeah. Which and there's not that many people, so like the seats are barely even graced by a sweet ass.
And then all the frumpers are just out in the rain, just like where what am I supposed to sniff?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a frumper and you're like, hey, I feel attacked, consensual frumping, my friend.
Yeah.
Look
How
it
about
up.
just don't
dictionary,
do it.
Dictionary.com consensual frumping.
It might be on Urban Dictionary. I hope it's not in the fucking Merriam-Webster dictionary. Consensual frumping.
Somebody had to explain it to those old people, and they're like, I guess that's a word. Sure. Whatever, man.
Well, they got all kinds of fucked up words in there now anyway, so fuck it. They're really losing their integrity over at the dictionary place with the way they're adding shitty slang from TikTok.
Yeah, they are. So say you receive a random call in a diner, and it's somebody who clearly knows you, and they're giving you like some solid advice. Do you tell them to fuck off? Do you yell fuck off into the phone?
Here's my thing, right? The least unbelievable thing about the experience that they had that whole day is that a woman called you who says she's psychic and is warning you about dangers.
Oh, yeah. And so...
especially after, and this is after the point that they run them over a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
They run them over.
That's like the first time we've seen not even like a double tap, but like there was like a 4 or 5, almost 5.
Yeah.
No, it was 5.
And
because he stops her and then they do another one as they drive off.
I don't know why it didn't work, because that's way more than 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets dismembered, and then he tries to fly away with his hideous giant bat wing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be skeptical of the psychic over the phone.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Go fuck yourself, psychic. Thank you very much.
10 minutes away from that horrible thing.
Yeah.
And okay, now we're in normal town, so it should be fine. Stephen King hasn't even heard of this place.
Oh, yeah. Nah, yeah, we're good. Nah, no, psychic.
Oh, no, I believe you immediately after I see that shit.
Oh, yeah, I'm very willing to hear what you have to say.
Did you see the cats yet? Guess what? I'm looking for cats all day.
Yeah, I'm going to be avoiding cats. By the way, the scene where she hits him with the car is very real because the speedometer on the car they were driving was broken. So she hit that stuntman going way faster than she should have.
Oh, my God.
And it almost was like the end of that dude's directing career.
So like because he does the thing where he is apparently from the Matrix and he's Agent Smith and jumps over the car a bunch of times while they're trying to hit him. And then he gets trucked, and I was super confused because I was like, so he can do that, and then he just chose not to suddenly. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this one to the head.
I thought that was a little funny, but no, she like smoked him going way faster than she was supposed to be going.
So he got hit for very real.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right.
So that dude went to the hospital, and the director was like, that's the end.
We can't continue. Alec Baldwin's going to jail probably.
I hope so. I mean,
for those of you who are unaware, Alec Baldwin shot and killed a person by accident because he didn't. And you get trained with guns before you use them in scenes, especially when you're an actor for that long. You don't go, oh, thanks for the revolver. Let me look directly in it to see if there's bullets.
Yeah, even then, I would even like pull the bullets out and be like, are these blanks? These don't look like blanks.
I don't know about those.
Or I'd be like, hey, pop, shoot a bird. All right, we're gonna need some blanks.
The first rule of, and so they published this whole statement about like safety on set and the rules when you're handling firearms while shooting a film and stuff. And one of them was don't aim it at people unless it's in the scene. Yeah, that makes sense. Nobody needs to be told that. The first fucking rule of gun safety is don't point it at anything you don't intend to kill. That's right there. That is.
You
get a little book when you have a gun, and that's like the first page in probably huge letters.
Yeah, it is. I think it's that, and then it's like the next 3 pages are just the same thing, just in different languages.
How fucking disrespectful is Alec Baldwin? Just like, hey, whoops.
What a guy.
I didn't care about human life for 5 seconds just now. My bad.
Alec, if you're watching, please come on the podcast and just break things. No, not you, Alec. Jay's breaking things.
I'm dropping shit. Listen, 30 Rock wasn't that funny. Sorry, man.
I can't believe you'd say that.
I was. This is a huge derail, but
okay. Right.
I put out a series of tweets this week targeting actors because I've been seeing a lot of people, and it's because my friend posted a tweet saying, just a reminder that my manager at Sephora, you'll notice I used the name of the fucking store, basically told me to stop being sad because it was affecting my work 2 weeks after my dad passed away.
Oof.
And so, but she put like asterisks in the name Sephora. And I was like, so, and then I started seeing it more. And I assume it's because these people don't want to be tracked by whatever company or person they're talking about.
Okay.
Anyway, I was like, fuck that. And I started shitting on Chris Hemsworth and Benedict Cumberbatch and Walmart. Spanish people love Benedict Cumberbatch.
I'm really confused with where you're going here.
I got more hate for that tweet than I've gotten for rape jokes in the past. Somebody told me I was Western Cancer.
Wow.
And so I had to Google it. I had to do Google Translate on it, but damn, son. All right. It was because I said that his eyes look like they're trying to escape his nose. You really up the ante there, Carlos. Holy fuck.
It's probably Benedict himself. Just like, I'll show this guy.
He's got sock puppet accounts just for every region.
Oh, yeah. He's got tabs upon tabs.
Also, somebody with a Bill Hader fan account told me that making fun of Benedict Cumberbatch is so 2015. So I said the only thing funny about Bill Hader is what his teeth look like when he smiles.
Oof.
If you're going to come to the defense of an actor, don't have your favorite actor be a horribly ugly actor.
That's some spicy words, my
I'm
friend.
Those are if I get famous, words. if I get clout from these actors for this and it's negative, I win anyway. Love it.
This podcast is taking a turn.
Dude, I'll make fun of any actor, especially comedians, because get a sense of humor.
You know what? I wish I had an actor to crap on myself, but I can't think of one because I'm just so off guard. You caught me.
Nicolas Cage has bird hair.
Yeah, but he needs
he owns it also, so it's like
he needs it.
It's not even a roast because he'd probably be like, "Fuck yeah, I do. It's great."
Give you all.
There you go. See, you did it. It went great.
So do you think that this movie was really good for like the song Jeepers Creepers? Do you think that brought that back for a little bit?
I'm curious as to whether or not they just like chose a public domain song and wrote the movie around it. Nah.
They didn't.
Well, here's the thing. There are at least 2 versions of that song in this movie.
There are. And I liked the remix, like the club. The club
Like
version.
fucking Britney Spears song. I wondered like how hard it would be to find a song famous enough to have that many versions and make a movie about it.
Right.
So I wrote, where is it? I wrote some funnier. First of all, so many opportunities to make like shitty horror movie slasher puns. He rips a guy's heart out in the police station, and I was like, oh, looks like his heart's no longer in this fight.
Ooh.
Oh, man, I felt good about myself for that. I shouldn't have. It was such a dad joke. Yeah, I wrote down triple tap for that.
yeah, exactly. It's the first time we ever get to see it, and I don't think we're going to see it again until we watch Zombie Land.
Yeah. I also wrote down the names of the actors so I wouldn't forget this time.
Are you ready for the original title to this movie?
Yeah.
Here Comes the Boogeyman. Here Comes the Boogeyman was the original title. And then I bet they just heard that song and like, wait a minute. Hold up. Hear me out. What if? You know how this guy really likes sucking peepers?
Yeah. Huge fan.
What if Jeepers Creepers?
What if those peepers make you go, Jeepers? Yeah, so that song, and he's taken Justin Long's eyes out.
Yep.
That song is about eyes. Does that mean that? And so Giselle the psychic, when she's on the phone with him, is like, watch out for that fucking song, because apparently it's about you now. Does that mean that he's got a song that he likes to play for every part that he takes out?
I would be interested to hear some of the other ones.
Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On.
There you go. And he's just fucking like squeezing it like, ah!
Yeah.
I really enjoyed like that song. Like, 'cause it's just like a jaunty tune to just, just to like suck body parts out of skulls with.
And now, you've said in the past that you enjoy juxtaposition.
Yeah.
So here we are.
That was a good example, I think.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the episode of the X-Files where there's like a dude who comes out every 40 years or whatever, or every 7 years to eat people's livers.
Just the livers.
Yeah, and
he's got a bad drinking problem.
It's got something to do with like being able to sleep. Like he like hibernates for years because whatever, like the proteins and the iron in the livers helps him. But like he's also,
then we're getting into science now, and I know nothing.
It's the dude who can like crawl through vents because he contorts his body and stuff.
Yeah. I do remember him. I remember reading a list of like the most effective monsters from the whole series, and Tapeworm Mouth, and then that guy was also on it.
Yeah, that guy really creeped me the fuck out.
And like the cannibal family or the incest family, the hillbillies there.
Yeah.
Really happy that there's no hillbillies in this movie.
Oh yeah, even though it was filmed in Florida, we avoided I don't know how they avoided the hillbillies so nicely, but
it was fantastic.
Something to note, I read, I think they mention it once, and they should have made it like a bigger part of the movie, but he like comes out every 23 years.
Yeah.
So 2 divided by 3 is 0.666 forever.
0.666, all right.
Repeating forever.
Repeating forever and ever.
Because he keeps coming back.
Yeah, he sure does, despite everybody's fucking best efforts, honestly.
Which is it's also funny, the guy who owns that dude's car, like the creeper car, he like saved that, and they're like, just in case you want to do number 3, I got this.
I got bad news for you. It wasn't worth it.
No, that
fucking movie sucks so bad.
Oh, there
point.
There is a number 3.
Yeah, there is. You know why you've never heard of it? Because it's fucking horrible.
Okay, all right. I figured it was just in his garage still, like, and he's like, I gotta park my car there.
It was something like they weren't gonna, and then suddenly there was some interest. So they really just slapped together a movie.
Was it called Jeepers Creepers Reborn? Because I saw that come up when I Googled this movie.
Maybe.
To get to the IMDb.
Unless that's an even newer one, in which case,
it came out last year.
It's older than that. So there is a newer one.
Oh, so there's like 4 of these.
Yeah.
That's not great. They should. I mean, they probably don't need to have hype behind them, but kind of like Cabin Fever, how it had like the number 2 and 3, and then like a remake. But
Cabin Fever
Who remembers
3.
that?
Cabin Fever fucking, I can't remember if it's called Spring Fever. It's either 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Either way, like the opening scene is a kid in a high school pissing in a stall and he rips his own dick off because he's got flesh-eating disease.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate
you should.
Speaking of pee, it's really important to note this was confirmed by Ryan Long, or not Ryan Long, Justin Long.
Ryan Long.
This was,
Shout out to Ryan Long, dude. You're doing well for yourself, and I'm impressed.
This was confirmed by Justin Long. In the scene where they like pull over to pee.
Mm-hmm.
That's his real piss.
It's real pee, right?
That's his
there?
real piss.
Oh, fuck yeah, it is.
So real piss right there on camera.
I got news for you. If I almost get run off the road by a truck, there'd be no need to stop for piss. It would already have happened.
Oh, this is. Wait, is it before? No, it's after.
I think it's right after, but it's before they see him at the church.
I feel like I would really have to piss. So I'd be like, either pass me a jar and avert your eyes or we're pulling over.
He goes, I gotta pee, we better stop. And I just go, I did.
I'm sorry about your classic car.
Let's wait until we're like at least an hour away from this guy that almost tried to murder us, literally.
So this dude comes out every 23 years to eat body parts to regenerate.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody's seen this giant flying bird.
No.
Nobody's seen this big flappy motherfucker zipping around.
Because he's been doing it forever. And so I wondered if it was like, he's
doing it during the day.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about who sees him fly
like
at all.
It can't wait till nighttime. He's got to get these bodies down the tube.
Yeah.
During the day.
Even worse in the second one where he just straight up starts attacking a school bus full of children and it's like noon.
Right.
There's a movie called Willy's Wonderland.
Yes, there is.
That is a Nicolas Cage movie. It's essentially Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's 10 times better than that game.
I feel like it was Five Nights at Freddy's, and they're like, we're not going to call it that now.
No.
Halfway through,
I appreciate that he didn't spend the entire movie in a security room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking at cameras.
That would have been a rough start to a series of many, many movies to come.
But so I wondered if there was like some sort of, in that movie, they talked to the local cops about why there's a Chuck E. Cheese that people keep going into and disappearing. And it turns out that the cops have this like understanding with the supernatural force of these dead serial killers. Yeah, man. Where they trade people coming into the town for, in exchange, they don't fuck around with anybody in it. So I was wondering if like the police here, because it's generations of these cops who've had these missing posters that are filling the walls of their precinct. And they really were interested in solving this problem in-house, which was bizarre to me because half these cops are fucking 18 years old. I wondered if they had some kind of silent agreement with this guy where it's like, Fair enough. You can kill the people driving in here if you want, but like, stop fucking around with us. But then you get to the scene where he's in the precinct eating, cops. So
yeah,
my idea got shut right down.
But maybe no. Well, I mean, yeah, he's eating the cops, but I mean, he had a choice he couldn't refuse. It's like, look at that tasty heart. And
that's
stuff.
that's the tastiest heart I've ever smelled in my life.
So with the cat lady. There was that scene with that cat lady, by the way. Why is it always deranged old people living in the middle of nowhere?
Because nobody wants them anywhere else.
They're always out of their mind.
Yeah.
Looming in the darkness. Wild hair. Tons of cats.
So worried about her cats being taken away.
Yeah. And like she wasted no time. Like, what's that? A scarecrow? That ain't my scarecrow. Where's my gun?
That scarecrow its head was cat shaped.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch that.
You don't really get to see it all that well because it's obviously nighttime, but I read it on the IMDb trivia.
Yeah, she just fucking blasted that thing. Like, what is that? Get that out of here.
Let me tell you.
That's my kind of old lady right there. No nonsense.
This creeper is fucking Deadpool because he gets annihilated by that shotgun. He blows the fuck right up.
Yes, he does.
And he's like, fine.
Well, yeah, he just I got some body parts to munch.
Yeah, it might take me a second, but I'll be good. He's fucking Deadpool.
Oh yeah, he gets blasted with a gun. He gets run over a bunch.
Yeah,
and then he just like grows a leg because he eats one. Just chows that leg down.
He grows yet another dusty as fuck leg. Why is this guy so dusty all the time?
Right? You think like
he's getting new parts. There's moisture still. There's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he just stands still either. Like, you know how hard it is to collect dust?
Yeah.
You really gotta not move.
You got to do nothing for a while.
Yeah, you gotta do nothing like those books on my shelf. You gotta sit there going untouched for multiple years.
You don't even look at them because it might disturb the patina.
Yeah, I would hate to look at them and then have my eyes absorb some of the color that the sun is depleting off the pages.
Yeah. Really stops being scary for a second after he shows up at the precinct there with his no leg and hobbles like a homeless man hilariously.
Well, so here's the thing. I know like he's supposed to be a creepy guy who's scary. When I look at him, I see a Power Rangers villain. I see a.
You're seeing Ivan Ooze.
I'm seeing one of those dudes who hangs out with that queen evil lady.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we'll get those Power Rangers next time. And that's the dude. I see him, and then he puts the Undertaker hat and coat on, and it's just, who is this guy? He's just seen two things in his life, and one was wrestling, and the other was just an episode of the Power Rangers.
This guy, so he's covered in bandages also, so he's basically the Mummy. So once again, you can just unravel that bitch.
Yeah, really.
Just stay away from his wide open tooth mouth.
Yeah, I thought that was badass how his head opened up.
Yeah, that was fucking sick.
Going back to the cat lady when he so yeah, the dude goes into her house. He's like, what did you bring into my house? She goes in there.
Don't blame me for that bitch. He's hanging out in your cornfield.
Right? You hear a couple shotgun blams, and then she's just like loitering in the darkness again, like obviously run away from that.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything good.
She didn't come right out and go, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I got him.
She went into that house with a certain energy, and she came out with a much different one.
Yeah.
Something's amiss.
And in that scene reminded me very much of Independence Day. Remember the scene where they're all in the lab? It's like supposed to be Area 51 or whatever. It's underground.
Fuck.
And the aliens, like, they're all experimenting on it, and they're like, there's like a glass wall. And then
It's been so long since I've seen that shit. And
the alien's still alive, and he grabs the dude by the throat and like holds him up to the glass, and they're like, "Oh, he's okay." And then they realize, like, no, this alien's got him by the throat, and he's like using him as a voice box.
Yeah, I remember a scene like that, but I don't think it was from Independence Day. Like, there's a couple examples of that being a thing.
That was just really creepy.
I want to say it was like a Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street where there's just like a victim's head. And they're like talking behind. It's dead silence. That's what it was. That fucking old woman puppet movie.
Yes, I remember that.
Because she talks through the dolls, right? Yeah. So you see the dolls, but then she's like behind it. It's just fucking. I thought of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The old man in the basement is specifically. Yeah.
Also, that scene with the old lady was the creeper had Mr. Jeepers. I don't know what to call him.
Yeah,
he's got many names.
I think by the like lore of the movie, it's just called the creeper. I don't know.
Sure, that was his one line in the movie, and they cut it out. But like his mouth still moves. If you look, they just cut out the audio of him using his one line.
I'll tell you, I much prefer him never to talk.
Right. But then he just like heaves that dead lady like a bag of trash. Just like a dirty tissue. He's blown his nose and he just fluff. And she goes. Just like, fuck this old bitch. She ain't got no parts I need.
That was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever. She's still kind of alive.
Yeah.
And he chucks her like a fucking bag of rice, man.
Just an old bag of hankies, just heaving it. And then that still makes me think of, oh my God, was it Cabin Fever where he just like closed? No, it's Cabin in the Woods where he clotheslines that old zombie or the young zombie. Just
also, that's not.
Ass.
This creeper has such a track record of treating parts disrespectfully. He just chucks a cop's head onto the road.
Yeah. Oh
like,
my God,
fuck
does
it.
he ever?
I don't want that.
And then
after he takes the guy's tongue out.
Oh yeah, first of all, I'm like, is he making out with that head?
That's what I thought at first as well.
And then it's like, well, first of all, he's gonna suck the eyes out because Jeepers Creepers he his eyes.
Now he wants the tongue this time.
Yeah, and then he doesn't say anything.
Little tonsil hockey.
He could have been like,
yeah, you could have.
Just come at you with some Freddy Krueger tongue.
I would have absolutely loved
Gene
that.
Simmons shit.
In that scene where he's ripping out the longest tongue I've ever seen on a human being, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a billboard in the background.
I haven't. Oh, I didn't. Don't
And
notice that.
it's for a meat factory.
Okay.
And the slogan fucking says, it just tastes so darn good. So you
Sold.
see the silhouette of him pulling a tongue out of a mouth, and then that's right behind him.
Oh my God, I did not notice that.
Yeah, I wanted to make a point of bringing that one up to you because I really wanted you to see it.
That's fucking beautiful. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out.
Yeah. That old lady, by the way, is my favorite character in this movie.
The cat lady?
Yeah, because she doesn't fuck around for a second.
No,
like
she
you said,
doesn't.
Something's weird. I'm getting my gun.
Zero nonsense. Like you think she's
None.
First of all, I was like, oh, she's going back inside. Smart old lady. And then she reappears with a shotgun. I'm like, brilliant lady.
That she clearly knows how to wield. Because
she does.
She's got the butt up against her shoulder and everything. She's practicing proper gun handling technique.
She's clearly took it into her gun safety course for sure.
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing.
That's who you went Undertaker. Creeper looks like fucking Van Helsing to me. And it's mostly the hat and coat.
It's absolutely the hat and coat. I'm with you. Who else wears a hat and coat like that unless they're cosplaying as one of those two characters?
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else.
We're a long way from fucking Florida Anime Con.
Oh yeah, we are. And even then, like, you don't want to go because it's Florida. If you live in Florida, you know.
I'm sorry for you.
I know I didn't offend anybody with that sentence. Everybody's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, get it.
Sure. I think it's important to note, because I really appreciated this.
Mm-hmm.
They were written as brother and sister, so that there would be no sexual tension.
Fuck yeah.
And it's just a scary monster movie.
Make that choice every time, please.
You got a good movie there. Also, their brother and sister, glad there was no sexual tension.
Yeah, that would have,
But they had a weird, like, brother-sister thing where they had, like, she was, like, making up rules all the time.
No, but they did the same, and this is the color out of space thing. The banter between them, which I learned via the trivia was mostly improv, is fucking spot on if you have a sibling that you grew up with. That whole calling each other the worst names we can think of back and forth thing, it's not the first time. Like, I've heard people do that before with their siblings. But also, like, explains they have really good on-screen chemistry pretty much the whole movie, except for the scene where they fight for seemingly no reason physically in the police station.
On the other side of the glass, he, like, grabs her arm, and then it cuts to them on the other side of the glass, and they're just not saying anything. They're just pulling on each other. Yeah. I felt really uneasy.
It was confusing. There was no context because obviously it's soundproof glass, but, like, stick a line in there. Why are they arguing with each other?
Yeah. Even when we get to see what they're doing, it's still a weird, like, what's going on here? Why are you pulling on each other? There was inspiration behind the film. Did you read about that?
The inspiration, the murderer?
Yeah, who was dumping a body behind a schoolhouse, and then, like, he drove a car down a street, like, disrespectfully. Yeah, that's the loosest inspiration for a movie like this, right? Let's turn that guy into a horrible human-eating monster. It was featured on Unsolved Mysteries, so I mean, yeah, it fucking sure was, wasn't it? So he's probably sitting at home just scratching and like, oh, Unsolved Mysteries is on. You know what? Let's make that a film. Let's make that a film with no sexual tension. Yeah, and really emphasize that. And let's get that Undertaker hat. Mm-hmm. Honey, dig out the old Undertaker hat. You just have one. It's fucking Johnny Depp's attic from Secret Window. That fucking movie. Jesus Christ. We can't escape Nicolas Cage. No, can we not? Are you sure? This movie was directed by Victor Salva. And this is something that I brought up, but didn't complete the thought when we watched, Cabin Fever, I want to say. Now, I'm not 100% on that, but Francis Ford Coppola, which is the name that I used before, is Victor Salva's, or was Victor Salva's mentor. August Coppola is Francis Ford Coppola's brother, and Nicolas Cage's fucking father. Jesus. Again with the 6 degrees. Nicolas Cage has just infected all aspects of media at this point. He's worse than Kevin Bacon. Yeah, he sure is. He's the everywhere. New Kevin Bacon, for sure. He gets a pass because fucking
The Godfather was so good
I will never watch it. I'm sorry.
because it insists upon itself.
It insists upon itself.
They smeared tuna on the screen of that cat lady's fucking
Yeah,
window in order to
that's-
get the cats to start jumping on it.
I mean, cats are pretty easy.
Yeah, they sure
You
are.
put tuna somewhere and they're all interested.
It doesn't matter. What's that, a camera? I don't care. Where's the tuna I smell?
And acting.
That's it. That's pure method acting right there. They really get into character.
I liked the ending part. So like the ending scene, obviously, Justin Long gets yanked away.
Yeah.
And then like the Jeepers Creepers, Mr. Creep flapping his bird arms, taking him away. And you see her just like looking. And then like there's another scene where she's like looking at a bird.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so every time you see a bird, now you're just going to remember your dead brother.
Oh, you fuck yeah.
You can't take this lady to the beach or like a Walmart parking lot.
No,
Anywhere
nowhere.
where seagulls congregate, she's going to be just depressed.
Her
the whole
least
time.
favorite place is Woodstock, Ontario. I don't know if you know about Woodstock, Ontario, Matt.
Must be a dump there.
Here's the thing, right? You'd think it would have to do with the dump. They're everywhere. The city has one of the largest human to crow ratios in Ontario.
That's not good.
There was an article from like 2014 or 15.
That's a reason to move.
That it's like, we have 30,000 crows in this city.
Something needs to be done.
And they don't. So there was a guy who, in an effort to sort of disperse them constantly, would drive around in his truck and shoot a gun into the air. And it was like, it would shoot those like screaming air bombs.
Okay.
So if he saw like a bunch of crows in the sky, he's like, fuck these things. This is my job now.
I love it. He's like a crow vigilante.
Yeah. I think that's what they call him in the article.
The vigilante crowman. I guess what I liked about this movie is it didn't because I like to keep track of bad lines. Every time a movie's got a bad line, I jot it down. I didn't have a bad line in this movie.
No, it's really fucking tight and well made. There's one instance of CGI in the whole movie, and it's because they had made the animatronic wings, but they were too heavy for the guy to wear. So they were like, fuck it, we'll fix it in post. But they don't fix anything the fuck else in post at all.
No.
That movie, what you see is what you get. Apparently, it was really difficult, that head scene that you like so much when his head opens up.
Yeah.
Because those little feelers kept malfunctioning robotically, so they would just go all over the place. Which I kind of hope that they they left in the fucking movie.
That'd be even better.
Yeah.
I think so far, Cabin Fever has been the king of the worst lines in any movie.
100%.
Favorite one being like after they light that guy on fire for just being sick. They're like, no, hey,
Quite the overreaction.
Don't worry. He deserved it. That poor man had it coming. We lit his ass on fire for coughing.
This chick that you just now kissed for the first time, despite having a crush on her for the entirety of your high school and college, depending on the age of the characters, is having a mental breakdown because she committed murder.
Nah, don't worry about it.
He was going to die anyway.
Oh my God.
The best grievance counselor on the planet, that kid.
You should have taken it into your own hands. You put him out of his misery. He had a cough.
He was a little bloody in the woods where everybody is.
And then I mean the ending scene, you got this fucking guy hobbying away, making his taxidermy.
Yeah. Really
That's the most upsetting part too, is like that he's got a hobby. And his hobby is really bad taxidermy.
Some people collect stamps.
This guy, first of all, eats guts and then preserves the bodies.
It's like his favorite thing to do, like I said. So I guess apparently there's a fucking arm that he eats at some point, and then later on, because he uses it to regenerate, you get to see a tattoo that the arm had on it on him.
Yes, in the prison scene.
We couldn't see it. No, I believe it's there.
It's probably there. It was probably meant to be there.
But when the creeper has removed Justin Long's eyes and turned him into essentially a large flap of skin.
Yes.
He looks through the eye holes, and you can see the creeper's eyes, and they're Justin Long colored. Yeah. Which was a nice addition, I thought.
Well, that's funny because that's just Justin Long in the costume.
It was perfect.
That whole ending scene of him like hobbling away is that's just Justin Long in the costume.
Love it. It was like a fucking, like a little, we're going to do it this way. Also, bonus,
Yeah,
an Easter egg.
yeah, little Easter egg. I mean, he did basically. I turned him into a skin flap, so I assume he consumed every part of him.
He must have smelled so fucking good, dude.
Yeah, so why wouldn't it be Justin Long in a little skin suit?
I imagine 20-year-old college student underwear is very strong aromatically, so he probably got a lot off of that underwear that he smelled.
Just frumping. Just hard frumping. Well, I mean, so at a what? At a 10, what are you going to give it?
This one, see, I thought about it, and I, as a matter of fact, wrote it down, because I couldn't remember what I gave Cabin Fever.
I'm sure somebody's keeping track somewhere.
Well, I mean, there's a log of it. I gave this one an 8.
An 8?
A solid 8. Not too much to be disappointed with at all.
No, yeah. Honestly, just start to finish, didn't seem... I like to get the psychic lady. I could have maybe done without her, but I get why she was in there, or else you wouldn't have put together that the song is what you got to run away from.
On the topic of bad lines, trying to convince somebody that they're going to die, not the best way to do that by just singing a song at them. You might want to pick something a little bit more convincing.
Fair enough.
And she keeps singing it too. She doesn't stop. Everybody's trying to get her to, like, the fucking sheriff, the corporal general of the police station is like, shut the fuck up, man.
Oh, right.
And she just keeps singing it.
Also, okay, on the topic of bad lines, yeah, she keeps singing it, but also, like, when they go into the police station, they're bringing in, like, a guy. And they're like, what are you in for? And he's like, he basically tells the sheriff that he's going to have to fuck him in the butt to figure it out. It's just like, can't you just be polite?
No, to your arresting officer?
Yeah, like, you've clearly done something.
You'd think you'd build up a rapport with these guys, given how often you're seeing them for grand theft.
Oh my god. But yeah, but no, the psychic lady, I guess I could have done without her, because she didn't really come into play any other time other than to just, like, confirm everybody's like, oh yeah, it's Mr. Creepers.
Yeah.
And
he also the most useful thing that she did, aside from the phone call, which I would guess you could have just kept her character at that. She also illustrated that the Creeper's choosy with what he eats, because he smells her up and down and then goes, I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's racist because she's black, or if he's watching his cholesterol because she's not a small woman.
I think he was just more like, give me some of this fresher meat.
Yeah.
This meat's been sitting around for a while.
Like a few decades,
this meat has records. So that says a lot. They keep records around, and it's my theme song. Nah. I'm gonna need somebody to warn people that I'm coming in the future.
Yeah, because it gets them scared, and that helps me smell.
Yeah. Also, I mean, at the very end, look, I keep saying that there's... So this movie, it's you watch it, and the whole time you're going in one direction, and then the psychic lady lies to you in your face, and then the movie takes a U-turn.
It sure fucking does. And she had every opportunity to warn him which of the two of them was going to be taken, and she just says nothing.
No, she lies. She implies that it's going to be the lady. Looks to her, and at the end she has glasses, and it's like, oh, that's why he didn't want her. Her eyes, she had bum eyes. She
can't see worth a shit.
Right. Well, I guess with that being said, I you know what? I give this movie a 7.5.
7.5. All right.
I think 8's a little too high. It is a little older, so it didn't have the complexity of horror movies that you get these days.
So that's the exact reason I went to 8 with it.
Okay.
Because it's straightforward. You can wrap your head around everything that's happening, and there's some fucking good gore.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
The creeper eats like a pelican.
I could have used a little, like a smidge, just a smidge, like backstory on this guy. So I'm wondering if in maybe number 2 or 3 we get that. Unfortunately,
so there are some scenes in that were shot for this movie that had to be cut down because there was such a low budget.
Yeah, I heard that there was like a whole ending that we kind of miss out on.
Yeah, there is in Jeepers Creepers 2. There's sort of a psychic vision scene where you see Justin Long in a cornfield, and he explains everything.
How convenient.
Exactly.
Wowee.
It's just expositional dialogue for no reason other than for people who never saw the first one or were annoyed for the same reason that you were.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna bump it up to an 8 then. I only just did that just because it's like I could have used a little more movie, to be honest with you.
Right.
I just wanted a smidge more. Mm-hmm. I appreciate
it's not a long one from what I remember either.
I don't think so.
Just a regular 90 minutes or something.
Yeah. But I could have used a smidge more movie. Mm-hmm. But you mean doing what you get? 8. Mark me down as an 8 on this one.
Marked. Promptly.
All right. So that's my movie.
Yeah.
What do you got for movies?
So I don't know if I said it on the podcast last week, but my plan here was to do ghosts.
Okay. Now,
for the purposes of this, demons are going to be counting as ghosts.
Oh, I hate you so much, but let's go.
I told Matt earlier that I kind of want to make him watch Paranormal Activity 4 because I know it's going to piss him off because it's just so bad. But changed my mind. I'll go a little lighter on you. And I believe you're going to thank me for this. If you haven't seen this movie, we're doing Drag Me to Hell next week.
Okay, all right.
I believe it's on Netflix, so it should be easy to watch. Some of these movies I've had to obtain completely legally.
We're gonna try and pick movies that are easy to find.
Yeah, so I don't have to keep redistributing pirated content.
Yeah, and at the same time, I mean, we do want to get some of those weird ones you're never gonna find.
Yeah. Well, I have an abundance of those anyway. It's not even a concern.
I think a lot of the ones I'm going to be thinking of are going to be a little difficult to find.
I'm going to start going through. I have an entire cupboard of DVDs that, like your books, collect dust and nothing else. And I'm going to just start going through them and seeing which ones I fucking got from a bargain bin.
I cannot wait to watch some really bad movies.
Eventually, we are going to watch one called Clown House. Which is also directed by the same person who did Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
And I watched that fucking movie when I was quite young. And, it's bad.
Oh, good. I cannot wait. Was it before Jeepers Creepers or after Jeepers Creepers?
What was Jeepers Creepers 2001? Yes. I think Clown House was 98.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm not going to spoil it for you, though. I might spoil every movie that we watch for every single person who listens to this podcast because there's no choice.
But for me.
Yeah, for you. You get the special treatment. So Drag Me to Hell next week.
I'm in. I'm going to start making a list of just movies that I think would be good to watch.
Yeah. I have one started a little bit.
I might start throwing a dart at some paper and just be like, that's the one. That's
I love
the one.
It. That's awesome.
I guess a little update. I did some Googling and I found that movie, that alien tit-sucking movie.
We found Alien Tit-Suck. The years of searching
oh my God.
for the holy fucking grail here.
The holiest of grails. Because first of all, it was all about how I worded my search.
Yeah, you put Tit-Suck in there. I bet you no synopsis has that part.
Oh my God. No. Well, that was Tit-Suck was in there. Tit-Suck was a big part of it. I cannot remember. I think I sent it to you on Twitter.
You did.
Hold on, I'm going to get the exact wording.
But then you bombarded me with fucking TikToks. So
look, if you're not going to get TikTok, I have to send you the good ones. That's just how it works.
You sent me some pretty horrible shit this last round. Oh my God.
That's what TikTok's all about these days, buddy. All right, here it is right here. So what I searched, guys, to find this movie was 1998 horror comedy about fetuses tit-suck.
You did put Tit-Suck in there.
Then, first of all, it came up. It looks like there aren't any great matches for your search.
No, there aren't any great matches for that search ever.
The next thing, a link to the exact thing I'm looking for. So much so that I had previously found it and clicked on it because it's purple.
I think the problem is Google really didn't want you to look at that.
Yeah, well, guess what, Google? I beat your algorithm. The movie's called Hideous with an exclamation point at the end.
And that's the most 70s, 80s shit.
Yep.
You could go all the way back to the Blob on adding exclamation points to your movie title.
For real. And we're gonna watch that at some point.
You're gonna make me watch this horrible movie?
It's got to happen at some point.
Oh
it's been a long time coming. It's been years of searching for titty sucking fetuses movies, and getting put on so many lists. I'm so sick of it.
I'm sure you're on them. I'm sure you're on.
People showing up to my door like, have you been on Google today?
Yeah, you can never go to the airport.
Please stay here. We're going to your computer now. But yeah, okay. So we got that. I would be remiss if I didn't tell people to go to darkroastcult.com.
Yeah, God forbid.
I'm working on some new enamel pins to put out.
Yeah, we're going to be doing drawings. It's going to be sick.
Coffee pre-orders are going to open up. I'm going to start doing a pre-order every month where I just want one. If you got it, I think it's going to be like the 15th of the month, let's say. Order before then, you're going to get some fresh coffee. You're going to get coffee roasted for you.
Love it.
Order after that, you're going to get some coffee that I've already roasted.
Personalized for a little bit.
Yeah, if you order it before 15th, fresh. If you order it after 15th, increasingly less fresh. That's the way we're gonna do it.
Don't be scared though. There'll be no hairs in it.
There shan't be any hairs. And if there are hairs, they ain't mine because I don't touch the coffee.
Okay, well, good. There's 3 cats around here. I just wanted to indicate that there will not be hairs in the coffee, despite the abundance of hair in the house it's gonna pass through.
I do not open the coffee. I bring it up to the catatorium, and then I pass it into a. You might get some cat hair in the envelope, which is cool.
Yeah,
that's for you. It's
that's
treat.
Yeah, it's an extra. It's like throwing a sticker in.
Yeah. So yeah, you could go to darkroastcult.com, click podcasts, and you got some options to choose from. Listen to Dark Roast Cult podcast. Listen to this podcast. I don't care.
Listen to them all.
Yeah, there's
binge them.
Use Dark Drip. Get 5% off whatever you're gonna order.
Woo!
Absolutely. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Do you have anything you want to say to end the podcast?
Drag Me to Hell next week. You're gonna love how much throwing up is in it.